All right, Ms. Wellborn, we are ready for you to call the meeting to order.
I call this meeting the P and Z to order at 6:04. And now we shall a moment of prayer. Now we shall the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good evening, Commission. We do not have anything on the consent agenda. And we do have some citizen comments, but it's going to be pertaining to the public hearing. So we're going to hold this for the public hearing portion. So with that being said, we're going to jump right in to the public hearing to hear citizens' comments concerning zoning change request 100 and 108 North Forest Hill Drive. AGHA Enterprises proposed change from A1 single family housing to C1 neighborhood commercial. We do have the developer here this evening. If you'd like to come up and introduce yourself.
My name is Ed Cross. I represent Martin Kahn. He is the owner of the Chevron station. Martin has been in the community for a number of years, probably 20. I think it's right around 20 years. And he's hired me to help him develop up a little piece of property he has there, combining two of the he had two properties. The Chevron station was on one, and there was an old house that was on the other. And it was enough property to combine so he could expand his commercial interest in the Chevron station. He has about he needs about another 900 square feet. He wanted to push that out. In order to do that, we need to rezone. We also need to combine the two properties and replat. So we've done the replat into one, and now it's up to getting boundaries established so we can do an expansion on the Chevron station. There's also future development of another 10,000 square feet of retail space in an L shape with parking, all the proper stuff, just trying to make sure that we're all in compliance and we're good to go with our plans. Nothing's been really determined yet on what exactly they're going to be. We're still in the process of deciding of what the use is, but we do know that there will be plenty of opportunities for a lot of people to come to congregate and to also take part in paying taxes. I think is a good thing for the community. So anyway, my name's Ed Cross, and if you have any questions, please let me know.
This is at Race. I mean, this is at Enon and Fort Hill Drive.
Yes, sir.
Where they've cleaned all that
Yes, sir.
out. Okay.
So it's two phases, is that right?
Pardon me?
Two phases. First, you're gonna do the addition and then the new
Yes.
build-up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we need to do that little part first, because it takes so long to move Muhammad, and so to speak. It takes a long time to move the mountain. I mean, there's a lot of information that needs to be transferred, a lot of people that need to be involved.
Right.
It takes engineering, it takes a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So y'all gonna add on to the store that's already there,
We're gonna add on to this store that's originally there.
and then you're gonna add the retail that I'm looking at here.
At this point, we're trying to add on to the existing service station. There's he wants to put an ice cream parlor in it, plus upgrade it for him to get about room. Do some things like that in that little convenience store.
What is this on here about a liquor store?
What about, and nothing's been finalized. These are just proposed uses of the buildings.
Oh, okay.
We have checked out, if that's a concern. We have checked out distances and we're all within the required distance. Less than the required distance from schools. That's not a problem. as far as the code is concerned.
So he did bring this to city staff first and foremost. Obviously, city staff always reviews this first, and he's been working with our Director of Economic Development, Michael Nicoletti. And then the staff recommendation is for approval on this. Do you want to add on to that at all?
No. It's basically 10,000 square feet of new retail space. In phase 2, and then on phase 1, like you said, he just wants to extend the size of the building that's already there.
That's the gas station on the corner.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, it's too small.
Yes, sir.
The lot,
That's what they want to
You
do.
go in there, it's crowded.
yeah, that's way too small. The lot was not gonna help us much either. The lot was, we were right at the boundaries of the lot. We couldn't use this property without really replatting. So when we did that, now we have enough room to do that. But while we're at it, we just penciled in a bunch of other stuff because he would like to add more to the community.
Commissioners, have any other questions for the applicant? Okay,
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
we do have 3 speakers who have registered to speak in opposition of this, so we're going to call them up. Before we do, good evening. Before we do, I just need to make sure that I read the disclosure to everybody, so we're all on the same page. According to the City of Everman policy on governance process, individual comments will be restricted to 3 minutes unless otherwise determined by a majority vote of the board. The presiding officer of the board or commission is responsible to enforce the time limit. Citizens may address the board or commission either during the citizen comments portion of the meeting or during deliberation of the listed agenda item. Members of the board or commission are only permitted by law to discuss items that are listed on the agenda. Citizens wishing to make comments should notify the city secretary as soon as possible. So we've got 3. The first one is Abraham Heshma. You want to come on up? Did I pronounce it right? Did I say it right? Okay, perfect. Perfect. You come right on up here. You've got 3 minutes.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for listening to me. I've been a business owner. I own the Valero since 07, almost 16 years now. I've never been opposed to any permits or zoning changes or ever, came here and voiced my concern, but he mentioned that they're building an ice cream parlor. What he didn't mention was a liquor store, not an ice cream parlor. I think we have too many schools. We don't need another liquor store. There's one in Everman Parkway. There's one down on Forest Hill. As you guys know, anybody who has property, liquor stores will bring the property down, increase crime. There's just too many kids around here to have. Now, I know we have beer and Chevron has beer, but as you know, liquor can get you drunk way faster and make some people more violent and cause more. It's the only thing it's going to be good for is Mohammed, the owner. That's the only person that's going to benefit. The citizens of Everman, it's going to be bad for everybody. I don't think it's fair for one person to benefit and then have, the spoils of it spread onto the property owners, the schools. There's just too many schools around. If it was an ice cream park, I wouldn't even be here wasting your time. That's pretty much all I have to say. I'm not against it from conflicts of interest. It's not that I don't want him to better himself or if he was going to enhance his buildings, I'm not against that. I like to see people doing better, but a liquor store, I strongly oppose. To be right in front of my face with all those schools, it would just not be a good idea. Thank you for listening.
Next, we have a Miss Wanda Thomas.
Hello, how's everybody? My concern is the liquor store being there. Our children, you have elementary school right there. The ice cream parlor, I am so okay with that. I want them to put something that's gonna benefit us, not to bring us down. Give our children a chance. I mean, all these liquor stores, and I have seen cases where when they put a liquor store in the community, property taxes, everything go down. And God knows I have worked too long for my property to go down because you want to benefit and line your pockets. Now, if they're in there to do something to benefit our community, I'm all for it. But when I heard about the liquor store, oh my God, no, I can't do that. You know, I don't want them to do that to our kids. I want them to give our kids an opportunity, a chance, because the world gonna get them eventually. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say you start at home and it spreads abroad. You know, it's what you teach your kids at home to spread it, but they're gonna get them already. But to put that liquor store there, I think that is the wrongest thing that they could ever think to do. But like I say, I don't oppose them doing anything if they're gonna make a difference for our community. And that's all I have to say. And thank you for listening.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And last, we have a Miss Sheila Wallace.
Evening, everyone.
Good
I
evening.
would just like to reiterate what the two before me has already said. We appreciate the gentleman coming up and presenting the proposal for what they're intending to do, but as we're trying to move forward, if we all can just be honest, and as they were saying, if it was just an ice cream parlor, we wouldn't have any problems. Number one, we have problems starting out because a lot of things that has happened with Everman and Fort Worth is devastating to us because we don't hear about it until after it's done. But so happenly, we was able to hear about this. And in going around speaking to our neighbors, they all disagree on having a liquor store because as she was saying, already with the things they have surrounded us with, is creating problems. And we've been in our resident for 42 years. And I've seen Everman grow and I've seen Everman decline since we've been in it. And so I would disagree with them putting the liquor store. Actually, I would disagree with anything else going on that corner because it's already congested. I'm not trying to block his business because that's how everyone strives, is by having some type of business. And when we first moved out here 42 years ago, we also had a business. So it's good because it do generate money, but this particular type of money is damaging. And I would oppose a liquor store. And, for everyone's safety. Don't make it a money game because that's all liquor does. And there again, as I said, it brings the community down. It brings the value down. And we're trying to teach and re-educate our children. And is this what we want to re-educate them with? Because can I ask Mr. Ed a question? Is there a liquor store near your home?
Well, we got to keep your comments directed to the commission. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right.
Y'all
I
can discuss all you want
apologize.
outside of the meeting.
I
Got to keep your
apologize.
comment. No, it's okay. It's all right.
Okay, I apologize. But we as citizens of Everman would not like to see that. And as the businessman, if he can speak it, he letting me know he's concerned for our children. He's concerned for me because it's damaging. And that's all I have to say. And I thank you all for listening.
Thank you. All right, now we'll give the applicant an opportunity to rebuttal against the opposition. Do you want to add anything after hearing? Do you mind coming up here just so we can hear you in the mic for minutes? Sorry.
I think that the focus on just the fact that this is a liquor store, it's a proposed liquor store. We're bringing it out in the open so that nobody's in the dark. And also, not to mention, there's more retail space than there is liquor store. The retail space we're doing is a complete restaurant. It's going to seat inside and outside folks. It's going to have a whole lot of opportunity for people to congregate. There's also 1,000 square foot shops that are going to be included in the process too. So this is one part of what's happening, what we're trying to accomplish. You can see I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see the, yeah, most of the thing is going to be housed by the restaurant. It's going to hold everything. The liquor store was, yes, it's an idea, but the retail is really what we're after. The hotel, the restaurant is something that I find is way, way up on the ladder for us. It's gonna be nice. He has another restaurant or two. And we find that that really does a whole lot better in a lot of ways for a lot of people. So an ice cream parlor, a restaurant, 4 retail spaces. We're not sure what that can be, but there's an option for a lot of people to rent a space and start a business. So, yes, we can focus on the liquor store, but there's a whole lot of other things that are going on in the same little area. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, commissioners, you can ask any questions you want or deliberate how you'd like.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is liquor store under? I mean, this zoning change is not for a liquor store, is it? Or is
So
it for the whole thing to be a business?
it's for the whole liquor stores, packaged liquor stores falls underneath neighborhood commercial C1. So if the commission was to, and city council was to approve a zoning here, then a liquor store would qualify to go into C1 zoning. Now,
But a
liquor store is
can
one of the
also
few
go-
businesses that has additional requirements above and beyond zoning, such as state law distances from schools. We have a city ordinance that requires a specific distance from schools. So there are additional requirements for a liquor store. I can't tell you for certain today because we wouldn't have taken the time as staff to go out there and review and take measurements and all that. Unless he was putting in for a CO for that. But we couldn't tell you today whether or not it would qualify or not. I can tell you it's going to be close. And I think we have looked at that. It'll be fairly close to.
Just to let you know that the state requirement is 300 feet from a school. But the city went above that. And so the city adopted ordinances where a liquor store cannot be any less than 1,000 feet from a school. And so they would have to meet not only the state laws, but they'd have to meet the city codes and ordinances to make that happen, if that even happens. Like he indicated, this is a proposal, it's just not for sure. But what we're looking at is the retail space, the 10,000 feet of retail space.
But my question is. We're voting to change it to a, what'd you say it was?
C1 neighborhood
C1.
commercial.
C1. We have other C1 property all through town and anybody can go in there as long as they're not by a school or anything and open up liquor stores all over town.
Yes,
That's correct.
that is correct.
So
They would fall under what's called the entitlement clause. As long
So
as
we
it's
have
zoned as a
choice
part of that, they're
either-
entitled to it.
let businesses come in and hope a liquor store doesn't come in, which we need businesses. I mean, that's what keeps the city running. So.
So
Or,
essentially, every retail area in the city of Everman is C1,
yeah, that's what I'm
So,
saying. They can
yeah.
open a liquor store anywhere as long as it's not within 1,000 feet of the
as long
school.
as they meet the requirements
Yes.
of state and city codes and ordinances.
So
Is this something that one company wants to do it all? I mean, is their money gonna put in all this stuff and own all this property, or are we just on?
So, well, no, yes, the developer is wishing to do this as long as zoning and council approve the zoning
So then-
change.
They want, they know what they want to do and they're planning what they want to do there,
Yes, and they
If
own
we
they own
okay.
they own the property now.
rather than having, oh, they do own it right now,
Yes, they do own it now. That is correct.
rather than having other companies.
Correct. Yeah, they would build the development to suit. So they would build it and then lease it most likely. I'm not sure how the proposed liquor, I don't even know if he knows the answer to that. If they're looking to lease out the proposed liquor store or operate that from internal. Do you happen to know the answer to that?
It would be owned by Martin Cobb.
Okay,
He would own it and operate.
Okay.
Well, now, is this someone you know? Do you know these people? Do we know these people?
just as current business owners, they currently own and operate the M&M convenience store that's located there at that intersection. The gas station on the corner of Forest Hill Drive and
Right.
Enon, that small Chevron gas
Yeah,
station.
just that.
Yes, they own that business and are
But I
operating.
just
it.
wondered if they were owned anything else. Do we know anything else about them? You know, that's all.
I don't think they own anything else in the city of Everman.
20 years worth of property owned.
Oh, yeah, I've been here 50 years.
That's a long time.
That's just one of those. I mean, you understand entrepreneurship. stuff.
Which picture would you like, ma'am? I'm sorry.
well, I
The
mean,
diagram, the layout.
Yep, I sure can. Give me just a second.
You said that you measured the distance.
Did,
So how many feet was it?
it's 1,400 feet.
1,400 from the property line?
Door to door.
Oh, it's door to door, or is property line to property line?
Door to door.
It's
Door to door.
Door to door. So it's actually more restricted.
So you have no idea what other development would come in store wise.
There wouldn't be any more on that property.
No, what would you have in as?
On the full
to
retail spot.
occupy- To occupy these 4 extra spaces that you have there.
No, there'll just be leased spaces, whoever wants to put.
Could be
retail
like a
shop,
barber shop or nail
Strip mall,
salon,
yeah.
anything like that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tennis shoe shop or any kind of. other
Yep.
retail business.
But my thought process is if it's commercial property, I mean, they could come in there and do whatever they want to. I mean, but that's anybody that has any commercial property in town. I mean, whatever they want to do, vape shop, whatever. I mean,
As long as they meet state laws and city codes.
as long as they're
ordinances,
meeting
they
the
can.
ordinances and stuff, so. I mean,
And that's the one thing that Everman has done, is Everman has put in a lot of restrictive clauses in our ordinances that supersede a lot of the state requirements. So we're careful about what goes in. We don't want things to come in that are not beneficial to us either.
I can remember when I was on the city council, they didn't want a pawn shop in here because it brings in all the riffraff, does all this and that. We got a pawn shop. I don't know of any problems down there.
They're great. They're great. Great business people. Yeah.
It's interesting that that liquor store is so big and the restaurant's not as big and it's stuck in a corner. You're gonna see that liquor store before you see the restaurant. If you're going down.
I would like to mention too, and Craig can probably give you more information about this, but as far as the concern about the traffic, there's a lot of changes that are gonna be taking place down there, and I don't know if Craig wanted to.
Yeah, Forest Hill Drive is under design phase and planning for expansion to be a 5-lane road from Shelby Road all the way to Lon Stevenson into Forest Hill. So that is under design phase now and pushing forward. So and then the city of Fort Worth is also working with developers as part of development agreements to provide expansion of Enon as well, due to some other development that's going in down their direction. So as we proceed forward, there will be improvements done to the roadway to handle the increase in traffic that we already have today. So,
So that means sidewalks and stuff will be going in.
yeah, there will be sidewalks and shared paths. Shared paths are similar to sidewalks. They're typically about 10 feet wide and they're designed for both pedestrian and bicycle traffic to keep them off the roadway. Those are both part of the design. Do you have any other clarifying questions?
I do, sorry, whenever I've seen that, I call bars or restaurant that serve liquor or alcohol open up, I've seen that they have the notice outside.
Yes.
Is that different since it's packaged?
That's a state process, so they'll have to still obtain any TABC license. And
Right,
there
and
are
they'll-
different levels of licenses. It is a different license to serve open liquor or open beer than it is to serve packaged.
Right,
I don't believe.
I guess my
I'll have to-
question
I'll have to
is if,
Do zoning. Do you know, does C1 include liquor service for a restaurant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. my question is if there's going to be another hearing before they would be able to open up a liquor store.
They can contest it through TABC.
Okay,
There won't be a city process. That's not a city process.
okay,
Once you've zoned it, it's permitted. If as long as it's under the permissible use table by our ordinances, it's allowed.
right,
Now, as a liquor store or even the restaurant, they'll still have to apply for the TABC license.
right,
That public posting will go up,
okay,
and then anybody can protest that for whichever reason they feel is necessary, the issuance of that license. But I want to be clear, that's a state process that we have no control over or say so in. That's not a city process.
That's what I'm saying, so. Because there might be a liquor store going in there. We don't know for sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure there will be one going in there, but
probably,
we have to turn down all of that revenue
right,
and that business space. Because of that one thing,
yeah. I think where we're at is that we're,
I mean.
you know, it
this
makes
city
sense
is
to approve it. I mean, that's a lot of business. Now, in regards to the liquor store, we have, like Mike said, we have measures that are stricter than the state, right? Which would, you know, allow us to be on the safer side. And if they meet that requirement, as the city, that leaves us, I do understand the citizens' comments, I mean, completely. I have multiple kids and it's tough. I've seen the effects that, I've seen the emails also, the effects that this can have. But we have to see it, right, from the perspective of, because of the proposed liquor store, we can't deny all of this zoning, right? Is that where we're at
That's
here?
what I'm thinking. I mean, you're,
Like, right, that's
because
a,
of one thing, you're giving up a lot of commercial property right there. The city hurting for money, and if you want business in,
I don't go
And
up
it
and down
doesn't-
that.
it doesn't matter. I know money's the thing. I'm not talking about money off the liquor store. I know about money off property. If you cancel that, I'm telling you, from being on the city council, this town needs money. Because these houses ain't paying enough money to pay the bills.
Yeah, we get a lot of business up and down that area. I know you're getting people going to and from on Forest Hill. But to me, from where I'm at, I don't go over there. It's way over there. It's out of my way. You know, of course, you're
the
over there,
location,
so you understand. I mean,
the
is this
location
gonna
is,
draw people? Is there gonna be enough people to?
yes, the location is a good location for commercial property. That roadway is heavily traveled.
I know it's heavily traveled. It's not for Evermanites, but for people going. and
Going to and from, right, right. Yeah, that roadway is the main thoroughfare between South Tarrant County and South County areas and I-20.
She wanted to say something. She say something.
That's up to the chairwoman. Do you want to allow her to speak? That's up to you, not me. She wanted to add another comment.
Limited, I guess.
Okay, okay. She said you can.
Because it is so controversial. My other question, I know Everman is, as all of us are in need of financial because of everything that has gone on. But are we gonna put the needing of finances over lives? And then my other question that I'm hearing that you guys, if you pass this, the only way for us as citizens and residents between two different zoning is to go to the state? Is that as far as trying to keep this liquor store out?
Yeah, so
That would be the only thing we would have to get involved with the state and ask them.
that would be the only option after the zoning is approved. That is correct.
Okay.
Once the zoning is approved, if it's allowed to move in by the entitlement clause, then the only alternative would be to oppose the issuance of a TABC license, which is a state process, not a city process.
Okay, will we be informed as to, is the last day for this to be approved?
No,
Give us enough time.
no,
to-
and so
to
I
do
will
the
add this
paperwork we
clarifying
need to
statement
do?
here is that once the zoning commission makes a recommendation, once they make a recommendation today, whether that recommendation is for approval or denial, it will go before the city council, I believe, on September the 6th. It's the first Tuesday in September for a second public hearing, at which time the city council will make a decision on whether to approve or deny the request, or provide a continuance if they choose to provide a continuance. But there will be a second option aside from tonight. Yes.
Okay, and I'll take my seat. I have one last question. How do we, as citizen that's paying Everman school taxes, which involve us pretty much with the things that's going on in government, be informed more? Is there a way? I know that when contacting Fort Worth, we don't want to cross a line to where it brings a division. But yet, since we're paying taxes in Everman, how do we protect ourselves when it's coming to things that's starting to involve us into? And I guess basically what I'm trying to say.
I fully understand what you're saying,
Yes,
but here's where my mind is getting,
Boggle.
well, no, it's not boggled. It's like this, let's just say we tell him, okay, you can open this up, but you can't open a liquor store. That
Right.
doesn't mean that him and his store can't knock out that worsteria if he's 14 or 1,000 feet away from the school and open up a liquor store right there.
Right,
Or Chambers, the Crossroads Feed Store.
yeah,
They could say, we ain't making enough on food. We could knock out all the feed, open up a liquor store there. There could be one on every corner.
yeah, but then we could, there.
But there's
also
nothing
would
you
be
can
a
do because it's
protest,
already
right?
zoned. There's nothing you can do because it's already zoned commercial, correct?
You have to go through the process, the opposition would have to go through the state as a part of the
Yeah, it'd
license.
be a state.
Yeah.
So that was
They're
the
not-
question.
They don't care who you are. I mean, that's been proven time and time again. So
And as we,
Texas, Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission, state of Texas. Mhm.
TACB is what they call it.
There's a TABC office in Arlington.
There's an office in
Now,
Arlington.
in regards to,
We'll get that information to you. Yes.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
sir.
yeah, and see, our position is here as the zoning commission is strictly to see it how Tony's saying, right?
Right.
And now we do need those dollars.
Mhm.
And you mentioned lives. The primary reason we need dollars in the city is for city personnel, which includes police officers,
Mhm.
right? And that's, those are the city personnel that protect our lives, right? So that's how we see it from this perspective of the zoning commission. Now, it will be with the city council here in a few weeks, and they do have more of a, more power, more pretty much, wiggle room to be able to, decide something else in regards to the liquor store.
Have you
Right.
done what they call it, a static or percentage of involved in this? Everyone wants volume. Every one of us would love to see volume because, as I was saying, we've been out here long enough to know even our property is diminishing because of the things going around it, coming up around it. The value in one sense is increasing, but yet decreasing. And so have you done a percentage as to what's already gone up with crime rate and everything, theft? As you said, a lot of us do travel up Forest Hill and into Everett.
I don't know that you want to know the crime rate. That's
Right,
not gonna
yeah.
help- That's not gonna help your
His
argument.
recent- Yeah,
I'm just curious.
Well, we can see it pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, his-
Well, we were just gonna say though, that we can't speak for Fort Worth or Forest Hill, but what we can tell you about Everton is our crime rate is very low.
Okay,
What street do you live on?
Arnold.
She's in Fort- she's in Fort
The
Worth.
little street right there as Forest
She's in-
Hill and at the light,
Oh,
right
yeah.
before it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I
Yeah,
think, and we're getting away from what,
yeah, I don't
we
want to
need
get
to be
away from it. I'm just
We'll
trying to
share
get
some
the
information with you, but yes.
the right questions to know where we need to go as citizens of our community on this issue, because it is hitting us kind of hard.
Yeah, A
That's
lot,
all
a
we're
lot of our
seeing.
information, we'll give you some information right after this. But a
Thank
lot
you
of
all
it
for
you'll be able to
listening.
find on our website.
Thank you,
allowing
thank you
me
for
to speak.
coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Right.
Can he speak?
should I?
He wants.
Another one?
That's up to the chairwoman. That's on.
Go ahead,
Thank you. I won't take this.
limit it.
What I wanted to add was, the striking thing is that you mentioned the ice cream parlor and restaurant. That's not what was intent. I have gotten inside information that he perfectly plans to put a liquor store there. Once you guys approve this, there's no stopping him. He's gonna put a liquor store, ice cream parlor. Why can't you just tell the truth?
Hey,
I'm sorry,
you get it,
sorry.
you got it.
Well,
All right.
here-
Hold on.
here's my thing. You
Tony,
could do,
I think we're done. I think we can't, where you can't address like that.
I'm sorry.
We're not gonna go that route. We're gonna keep it polite and professional.
Okay, I'm sorry.
If you have any other last minute comments, you can make them, but we're
No, I
gonna
just
stop.
like to
Okay,
apologize for doing
Okay.
that. I'm sorry.
all right.
I have a question. So if we approve that you're not gonna bill it all? If we,
He can't.
if we do not
If
approve,
we
don't
deny,
approve
they
it, he
won't
can't
do
do
anything.
nothing.
They'll just pack up and leave and take
You would
their
have to,
tax
you
dollars.
would have
up.
to reapply.
Right.
Now,
Right.
and let me rephrase, even if you recommend, you'll have the option here in just a second to recommend an approval, recommend a denial, or recommend a continuance for 30 days. You can do one of those three things. If you recommend a denial or you recommend a continuance, then he still has the right to take this. This will still go before city council in the next 15 days. They're just going to take and act on whatever your recommendation is. And they may go against your recommendation, they may go in line with your recommendation. Same thing if you were to recommend an approval tonight, city council may review this and choose not to approve it. So your purpose here is to review this, make a recommendation to the city council. The city council is the one who has the final say so at the first meeting in September on whether or not to approve the zoning application change. So I think with that, is the commission, anybody on the commission ready to make a motion?
I don't know. I mean, my thought still is every commercial property in town, as long as they're within 1,000 feet, could open up a liquor store. I mean, there's really. So I don't know why the liquor store is the big deal here. I mean, they could open up anything they want in any of those buildings on all three of those corners. Or Mark sold his corner.
Can't. Okay, we gotta stop. We gotta stop.
If
Can't.
Mark sold his corner, they emptied the vacant lot next door, it could be anything.
Right.
I mean, that's what
To me, it's
to me,
just-
I'm just looking at it as it's being commercial property. It's, you're just zoning to be commercial.
Right.
What they do with it,
I think we agree.
my thought, only real thoughts are because I'm so out of what's going on around me a lot sometimes. And you're closest over there, you know, is the idea, is this a time when it would be a good time to have it developed? To have, because that's what we're talking about. When we say we'll go to see, you know, commercial there, that's what we're talking about, having it developed. And,
Right, I mean, we're
you know, if
saying,
you
by-
feel like it's ready now and that this is a good viable company to go with. You know,
I mean, it's 10,000 square feet of commercial space. And that brings in a lot of people, right?
come in handy when you use on that trailer.
Yeah.
Do we want to entertain a motion?
I make a motion to approve it. I mean, to me, that's commercial business.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
All in favor?
I,
Chairwoman? Okay. Ms. Hill?
I don't know.
She said yes.
that's good. I don't know.
I don't know.
You said there was
Well,
two things to give it to the council with, the three things. Complete, just we give, you know, we approve
Well,
it
we've got a
all.
motion, we've got a motion on the table, so I think we've already got three. I just,
Yeah.
right, we've got three ayes, so we just need to get Ms. Hill's final vote, then we can discuss anything else.
I don't no, I don't vote for it.
No? Okay. All right, so the motion carries with three ayes, one in the no. So any other time, if when we do these, you have the option to do an approval, a recommendation for denial, or a 30-day continuance, meaning we want them to go back to the drawing board and bring something else back, or discuss it a little bit further, or you want more information about it, whatever it may be. Those are the options you have. So, all right, motion carries. So this will go, again, just to remind everybody, this will go before the city council on September. They pulled the firm date here, so I'm not lying to you, the 6th at 6:30 PM. All right. Ms. Wellborn, we don't have anything for executive session, so if y'all don't have anything else, you can.
This
stand up
meeting
there.
is adjourned.
All right, thank y'all.